When you eventually wake up, you hear your alarm clock go off several times and you say to yourself, here we go again. You wake up in the morning feeling worn out and uninspired. You grab your phone and begin scrolling, and as you do, you start to think, my life sucks, because you see other people having the greatest lives possible. Life is so unjust. Nothing will change, so there's no point in trying to get better. I cannot be saved by anyone. Your other facets of life begin to suffer as a result of this lack of motivation. There's no point in getting in shape. You're good as you are. As a result, you begin to smoke cigarettes every night, consume more junk food, drink more alcohol, and skip the gym. Why is 8 hours of sleep even necessary? You ultimately develop a routine of staying up late to sleep, and finally you stop being able to sleep altogether. You do realize that reading books is a huge waste of time. You would rather browse TikTok, viewing something that you aren't even genuinely interested in. My dad lost his job in high school after being duped by my relatives, which left us deeply in debt. Ignored us even though my dad's side asked for assistance. After working non-stop to provide for our family, my mom eventually fell ill. My dad's side refused to assist us, and we were unable to even purchase school lunches. I couldn't quite put my feelings into words as I watched my folks becoming increasingly worn out. In high school, I developed severe depression and devoted my days to surfing over social media. I lost all motivation to do anything. I was having trouble even getting out of bed. I was full with helplessness, hopelessness, and lack of motivation for life. Every day, I struggle with negative feelings and feel like a failure, useless, and hopeless. Although I understand how you feel, I want you to know that you are the only one who can save yourself. The reality of our environment is that you either evolve or die. Either you understand the rules of the game, play to them, and win, or you whine and take no action, ultimately losing. I want you to stay here if this is how your life sounds right now. There is always something you can do, no matter how dismal things seem right now. I know you can do better than this, and you'll be successful. We are capable of this. You got me, and I got you. It goes without saying that there are sacrifices involved in being successful, wealthy beyond reproach, free-spirited, physically fit, harmoniously connected, and leading the life of one's dreams. It's okay for some people to be content with a mediocre life. Not everyone aspires to be extraordinary. However, something tells me that you're not content with mediocrity if you clicked on this paragraph. You're not content with a life like this. If that's the case, then we must work together to overcome mediocrity. Seeking more, trying to grow better, and improving yourself are toxic in a world where binge drinking, eating a lot of unhealthy food, having superficial relationships, being jealous, and criticizing other people's achievements are acceptable. No matter how absurd or foolish your aspirations may seem to others, mediocrity will not help you achieve them. Please list your objectives for me. I urge you to think carefully about what you really desire out of life. Why do you wish to make changes in your life? After giving this some serious thought, jot down your thoughts on paper or a Notion page. Once your objectives are in writing, determine what steps need to be taken to reach them. Divide them up into several phases and checkpoints. When you see how different you are from your ideal self, you typically lose motivation. Setting benchmarks will help you close that gap. Investigate it if you are unsure of the steps that will apply to you. There must be someone online who is teaching about and living the life of your dreams, in my opinion. Most likely their circumstances were comparable to yours at the moment. Learn from them by viewing their videos, purchasing their books, and reading their articles and blogs. By the way, I'm not just referring to online celebs or YouTubers. There is no reason why one should not read books on a regular basis and take notes from successful people who produce books and give their wisdom for $10 to $20. Once your objectives and benchmarks are documented, it's time to step away for a period of 6 to 12 months. Just concentrate on your goals for the next 6 to 12 months. Your top priority should be pursuing your objectives. Oh, disappearing for 6 to 12 months is extreme, you may be thinking. I'd much rather have equilibrium. I get it. But you're the one who demands immediate results. You cannot live an average life if you wish to lead an incredible one. I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to go things a bit too far if you want immediate results that would help you get out of your current situation and transform your life. Many successful people will tell you that they started their careers with a laser-like focus on their objective and nothing else. You're going to maintain your focus no matter what occurs in your life. Monk mode is a strategy that might assist you trend and mend sleep during these 6 to 12 months. You've probably already discovered monk mode if you're interested in bettering your life and yourself. If not, allow me to quickly explain it to you so that we both understand. Monk mode is essentially a way of thinking and living where you make a commitment to putting an end to outside distractions and giving your all to a task or activity. By doing this, you can focus and become more concentrated, which will help you work toward your objectives more quickly and successfully. The fact that there is no one-size-fits-all protocol is one of the best things about monk mode. I want to present my version of monk mode today, although everyone has their own. 10 guidelines apply to my monastic mode. You will be invisible if you follow all of my monk mode's guidelines for 6 to 12 weeks. Simply by following certain elaborate morning rituals and devoting the entire day to reading, watching, and learning about prosperous individuals, you cannot also succeed in life. A few years ago, I was likewise caught in that same trap. We must act if you wish to improve our lives. If you don't incorporate those teachings into your life on a daily basis, nothing will change in your life, no matter how much you may feel like you're improving just by consuming. Put in 4 hours of focused work on your schedule. That can be 1 hour, or it might even be 5 hours, depending on your current situation. The idea is to set out some time to concentrate solely on your objectives and move toward achieving them. That's the crucial component. You may require a change of scenery from time to time during your intensive work periods. If you have ADHD like me, switching places can be a huge game changer. Working for hours at a time at the same desk can be quite monotonous. When working in a coffee shop or library, take advantage of the chance to rearrange your workspace to improve concentration. The issue with overindulging in social media is that these platforms, particularly those that focus on short-form content, including YouTube clips, Instagram, and TikTok, cause exuberant dopamine releases. The neurotransmitter dopamine has historically been linked to the rewarding effects of drugs of abuse and is thought to be a major factor in initiating the neurobiological alterations linked to addiction. The more dopamine you make, the more of it you'll need to get your fix the following time. Social media makes it simple to fall into a bad habit loop. It becomes increasingly addicting and increases your cravings the more you eat it. Low dopamine activities like reading, working, studying, working out, and meditating get harder than before. Restrict your use of social media, don't give it up. With proper usage, it may transform your life and even generate income. You can learn from really successful individuals by networking online, viewing videos of people you respect, and listening to them on podcasts. You can also use these methods to inspire yourself further. It all depends on how you apply it. If you're a content producer like me, social media analysis is how you identify the demand and comprehend the patterns. Consider your viewing purpose each and every time you're consuming media. What's the objective? What is the objective? If your goal is clear, then by all means pursue it. However, avoid doing so if you go for your phone mindlessly, almost as if it were on autopilot. Endorphins are substances that our bodies release when we exercise. By interacting with brain receptors, these endorphins lessen our experience of pain. Like morphine, endorphins also cause a happy feeling to be released in the body. Endorphins also have the ability to lessen cravings for alcohol and other drugs. Exercise on a regular basis has been shown to alleviate stress, lessen anxiety, and enhance depressive symptoms. Additionally, exercising outside while wearing the proper sun protection can elevate your mood and increase your vitamin D levels. You must obtain enough sleep if you hope to accomplish the most during your daily 4-hour deep work session. I deliberately track my sleep every night because I've been utilizing my O-ring to do so for the past year. It has changed the game for me to see how it impacts my performance during the day. You should never give up on getting enough sleep, regardless of how hectic or stressed out you are. Sleep for at least 7 hours or more. I am referring to the quantity of sleep you receive, not the length of time you spend in bed. If you find yourself feeling depressed and spending the entire day indoors without exposure to sunlight, be aware that even moderate alcohol consumption might upset your cortisol levels and increase your stress levels during the work week. It's not the end of the world if you drink infrequently when you're among friends and family, but I advise against consuming alcohol when you're in monastic mode. Remember that this is a process to take charge of your life and make changes. The ideal amount of alcohol to consume throughout these 6 months is none at all. Avoid using drugs. This involves consuming any kind of substance, including LSD, smoking cigarettes, or marijuana. Give up right now. Since caffeine is a drug, some people also restrict their intake. Although when taken in moderation, caffeine offers many benefits, particularly for ADHD. If you have ADHD, it may help you become more focused and attentive. It may even help you relax. I limit my coffee consumption to 1 or 2 cups each day and avoid consuming any form of caffeine after 4 p.m. to avoid causing sleep disturbances. You can determine how it impacts you, but I'm keeping it in my protocol because it helps me get more done. The secret to getting a good night's sleep, as well as intense attention and energy during the day, is to look at the morning and evening sunlight. You know what I mean when I say that you should never look directly at the sun. Make sure you get at least 10 to 30 minutes of sunlight every morning. Don't look directly at the sun, instead let the light enter. Dopamine, adrenaline, and cortisol levels can rise by up to 50% in the morning when exposed to less sunshine. These lead to positive improvements in mood, immune system performance, and energy levels. It can also be beneficial for sadness and anxiety. There may be days when concentrating on your goal is the last thing you want to do because life will get in the way and things will happen. But believe me, it will all be worthwhile in the end. You'll feel gratitude when you reflect back on your prior self in the future. It is difficult to accomplish your goals without a personal significance, particularly if your dreams are lofty. People will laugh at you, claim it's impossible, and claim they don't understand you. There will be many reasons to give up. But remember your initial motivation when you feel like giving up. Remind yourself whenever you feel like giving up that this is the point at which most people give up, and the reason they fail. The greatest privilege we all have is the ability to live. It's simple to whine and compare your life to others, but remember to be grateful for what you have. You most likely have a roof over your head, food in your stomach, and access to the internet. You can expand your horizons and learn new talents if you have access to the internet. It was once exclusively available to the wealthy, but because to the internet's strength, it is now accessible to everyone. Even from unreliable sources, you can gain knowledge from prosperous individuals and establish connections with them. Consider your next course of action instead of whining. Lastly, just vanish for a period of 6 to 12 months. You ought to give more if you have more to offer. In 6 to 12 months, I'll see you in a lot better position. I'll see you shortly. Goodbye.